She's like, what the fuck is going on right now?
Alright, well,
Alright, so.
today's video is sponsored by Mustang Lifestyle.
Oh, yeah.
Check them out on YouTube.
These are our homies, right? Check out this GT500 shirt.
That's right.
Do you think we should get some shirts like this at the RTR?
Bet.
Probably.
I think we should. And I think we could sell those and make some money so we don't have to work so hard.
You could even put L on one.
Oh,
I'd be like in loving memory.
Dude, we could do an
The
R.I.P.
Resurrection.
Ella and Scarlett and Marceline, all three. We could do like a, you know, like how they do like, I really miss my home.
Or do like-
We could do a video like that with all three. Man.
Oh, we were talking
Oh, when
about
they-
not videos.
What?
Yeah, sorry, that went down a rabbit hole real quick. But I'm envisioning a really good R.I.P. like with gravestones with all the three girls, you know, lined up. Damn.
Just find a blown up cylinder.
Alright.
Somebody draft that. Somebody draw that for us
Yeah,
or something,
yeah.
and make that happen.
So what's this question you have for us, Sam?
Alright, so last week we answered all the questions and we made a post about what boost is the boostiest boost.
Ooh, the boostiest boost.
And somebody asked what boost you prefer and what your preference is over a supercharger, turbocharger, what type of supercharger. Because especially like for you, you were in the 4-cylinder turbo world, and now you're in a supercharged V8 world.
For sure.
Well, that's like what platform are we doing? Are we doing like 4-cylinder, 6-cylinder, 8-cylinder?
But see, that's the thing. That's the question.
Right,
Like,
it's just dynamic.
right.
Alright.
Take it and run with it.
So let's start with 4 cylinders.
You first.
So my experience with 4 cylinders has never really involved superchargers. We did have 2 instances, you know, growing up where we're doing, you know, Honda stuff where a couple of friends did have Jackson Racing supercharged Honda stuff. In my experience and in the 4-cylinder world, the turbo just seems to be where it's at. We have a good friend Kyle who's got, you know, had a supercharged, you know, Civic recently. But outside of that, I mean, the demographic of my experience on supercharged 4-bangers is super, super low. Like like my sample size is super low. So I would have to say that my sample size with turbos obviously being so much greater, I would 100% pick turbos over supercharged 4-cylinders. I don't think there's any supercharged 7-second turbo 4-bangers, right? No, they're all, you know, big turbo.
Yeah.
You know,
Turbo,
yeah. The
I definitely
DSMs,
like
the Hondas.
the supercharger stuff just because like the wine,
the
like
wine
the
was
Saturn
so
Ion,
good on
Cobalt
Kyle's car.
SS's, the,
Like that typical, like,
Yeah.
like the Honda Civic.
That typical Eaton wine.
Yeah.
yeah. See,
They
we'll
just
have
don't
a
make
clip.
any torque. Like the Civic made like I think it made like 480 wheel and like 270 torque or something.
It's
So
a
like
Coyote.
so like from a roll, like a 60 roll would be a good race, but you do 20 or 40 roll, you just destroy them. But yeah, I'm turbo guy. It gives me like a JDM feel. Kind
True.
of like
That import kind of thing.
yeah.
Okay.
Well, even with the 4-banger, right? Like our Ecos, that is still, like you can see in the demographic of people who are currently pioneering and pushing that platform, a lot of these guys come from DSM or 2JZ, like that kind of stuff, you know, like I think it's Kevin Jewer with the, he has like a 7-second DSM, and he kind of, you know, came over and started doing built motor and stuff like that, and he's part of that Let's Break Some EcoBoost groups, and the same with like David Watkins and Jubin and Jesse. All those guys have played around with the 4G63 stuff, so
Yeah.
I think it's an easy conversion for DSM guys and 4-cylinder turbo GDM guys.
they used to all the problems already.
And it's
Right.
more fun. Like they have character.
They do have some character. It is pretty
Because
cool.
like supercharger you just get wine, but like turbo you got or whatever you want it to sound like.
Right.
Or,
And open downpipe life.
Yeah.
I mean, I rode around with earplugs because I was too loud for my old ass, but it's still really raunchy and really dope.
Yeah.
Right, so would you say that I don't know how to explain that. The 4-cylinder turbo is more of a, not maybe necessarily more lucrative, but overall it's a better experience, you'd say?
I think, yeah. I mean, again, my sample size is much more limited on the supercharged side, but I definitely feel like for sure the turbos were, yeah.
All right, what about the V6? You've built both, you've had both ends and you've experienced it.
Yeah. Yeah. So what I'll say is turbo, again, for me.
Twin or single.
That's another good one.
Yeah.
Here's the problem: we built the twin, but like
We
we
haven't done
didn't
the
really
single yet.
experience it. Like
Right.
dyno and then done.
I feel like turbo wins in the 6-cylinder camp. There's a couple different things going for turbos, and then we've done a couple Procharger setups on the 6-cylinders. They're amazing. They're great. Yeah, you know what? I think for streetability in a 6-cylinder, for somebody who's looking for something just to get in and drive to work and have a little bit of boost, the Procharger.
For sure.
Hands down. But for someone who's looking to go balls to the wall, all out, full send, want to have the most power they can have, doesn't care about things, maybe break-in, doesn't care about maybe an oil leak here and there, doesn't care about, that kind of stuff, the turbo.
For sure. For a race car, for sure.
For sure.
And is that something where, like Caleb's car, for example, he's a big single guy.
Yep.
Is that something where, like, we've been talking about finding something cheap to put the twin turbo kit on? Is that something where, let's say, we would see in the future just fixing? Wait, can I talk about that? Well, we're already talking about it.
Yeah.
Fixing that kit and then putting that on and just going full balls to the wall and seeing where that motor
100%.
can take it, or.
I would love to. Maybe we'll create a GoFundMe and you guys can drop some cash in a GoFundMe and we'll go buy a 6-cylinder.
And then we'll raffle it off or something.
Yeah, and then we'll give it away. Like, who gives a shit? I don't know. If funds were unlimited, I would have a lot of stupid projects and a lot of fun with them. And Zach and I always talk about the things that we would do, like putting an Eagle Boost in an E30, putting a Coyote in an E30. But 100% one of the things I would do is build a 6-cylinder and try and push the envelope a little bit. Caleb and a handful of guys are pushing that platform, on a regular basis. I would like to be a part of that. I love the underdog story. I love being an underdog and catching a victory on guys, So I would love to make, a 9-second, maybe even,
V6 sleeper.
Yeah, V6 sleeper that, from the outside is unassuming, much like Scarlet was. And then when you let it rip tater chip, it's game over. Yeah, I like butthurt feelings at street races and stuff. So I would totally love to do that.
King Butthurt and Prince Butthurt over here.
Yeah, I would love to create. Yeah,
For sure.
Princess Butthurt.
Whatever.
All right, and then I guess maybe not the last, but
yeah, right.
V8, because you can make big power on the blower, and you can make
Supercharger all the way.
Really?
Back that up.
Yep.
Why?
Because root styles are cool and stuff. Like you make power all throughout power band, but I don't know, the character of a Procharger of the whoosh noise and it feels like a turbo car in a way.
Very dramatic.
And the drivability of it, you literally just bolt it on, add an extra belt, and you change the oil every 5,000 miles.
I think it's every 6 or
6,000
something like that on the blower.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I don't hate the Procharger. I love. We've had really, wide, expansive experiences with blowers and stuff on the V8s. We've done Whipples on both the 2nd-gen Coyote and the 3rd-gen Coyote. We've done Prochargers. We've done Roush blowers. We've done, we're doing a twin turbo kit from Hellion right now. So we've had some, pretty decent experience in all of them.
Yeah.
What I'll say is, from an install perspective, the Roush did require the most modification.
Cutting and tapping.
Had to drill and tap on and grind on the block a little bit, which we were able to handle. It wasn't a big deal, but again, it was probably the most professional requirement, if you will. That's a little harder to do in your home garage, I would say.
Yeah.
The Whipple was super, super easy, right? I mean, we still think that the Whipple was
by far
phenomenal.
Yeah.
Well labeled, everything was, super
Their
easy.
instructions are awesome.
The Procharger, we did as well. I think that one was really labeled really well, and everything went perfect on it on the install.
Yeah.
So as far as Supercharger go, I think we haven't personally done the Edelbrock yet, and the Edelbrock's having a lot of success on the Gen 3.
They're making a ton of power.
Ton of power.
Hey.
So I would, if anyone has the desire to pick up an Edelbrock, let us know. We would love to give you an opportunity to have that installed here, and we could do some review on it. So that'd be really cool.
Yeah.
But other than having not tested the Edelbrock, I think my favorite would be the Whipple. I really love the way the Whipple frickin' screams. You can actually hear it. I go back to my roots of the 03 Cobra days when you put a smaller pulley, maybe a ported blower, and it just screamed, and you just heard that, and it was so amazing. So for me, the Whipple gives you that. You get that high pitched, So I definitely miss that with the Roush, because the Roush doesn't have.
You don't hear anything.
You don't hear anything. So maybe when we port it and pulley it, if we do that, maybe it'll change. But all that just to say, I think my favorite would be the Whipple on the blower side. I'm really looking forward to a day where I have the ability and the budget to be able to put a BL Fabrications turbo kit on the RTR. That to me is the bee's knees of what's available. Super clean, super efficient. He's already going like 830s in the quarter mile with it. They're doing like 132, I think we saw, or something like that, in the 8th mile.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, just crazy power, super simple turbo kit, looks super clean, fitment looks phenomenal. I'm super, so that's what I again think I lean turbo, even though I have a blower on my car. And I think that if I was to pick a blower, it would be Whipple. I love the Procharger.
I think I'd go Whipple too for a root style, for sure.
Yeah. I love the sound of the Procharger, don't get me wrong. That high pitch, especially when you have the race valve on it and you're running a lot of boost and you can hear that sucker. Yeah. It just has that, you know, distinct Procharger sound.
Yeah,
I love that.
Especially like if you get the straight cut gears.
Oh,
yeah, like
that's
your style
true,
is like kind of a sleeper in a way. Like you wouldn't know unless you're on it, but like as soon as you're off throttle on a Procharger.
Oh, you can tell, yeah. And that's not. I love that. That's naughty.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, and then this might be a little unorthodox because we really don't work on those, but let's go into the upper echelon of V10s and V12s.
So this is a Zach thing because like I don't invest my mind space or time in things that I don't have the wherewithal to already be in my world. Like I don't foresee myself owning any supercars. This guy's like, I'm gonna buy this one. I'm gonna buy this.
I mean, you could have a Viper at some point. That's a V10.
Yeah, you know, I probably could.
Well, here's the question.
I don't know that I would. I'm a Ford
you're talking
guy.
about a Viper V10 or like a Lamborghini V10? Because if we're doing a Viper, like Procharger it all the way.
Somebody else has an opinion.
Yeah, Barry.
You wanna?
What do you think?
Twin turbo all the way.
Why? Because of Calvin Autosports?
They're nasty.
Was it Calvo that makes the
twin turbo sequential Vipers that make 2,000 wheel?
Yeah, these just aren't something that I have. Like I literally I look at them, I enjoy them, I think they're beautiful, but I take no mind space for these things on like and maybe that makes me like not a car guy to some people or something, but I focus on the stuff that is real to me. Like that to me is a farce. Like it doesn't exist.
So you feel like you would focus. You give your headspace to things that you feel like are attainable.
Not that they're unattainable, because I mean we could do that, but I don't know that I would do it even still if I had $250,000 disposable income. I don't know I'd spend it on a supercar. Is what I'm getting at. I would buy those cars I just mentioned a few moments ago. I would put an E30 together with an EcoBoost. I would put an E30 together with a Coyote NA. I would build stupid stuff. Like I don't think I would take $250,000 and invest it in or however many thousands
like a single car,
in one single car.
Yeah.
You know, I don't. That's more of. I feel like those cars are status symbols, and I feel like for me, the status symbol I'm looking for is love and respect from people that are close to me. I don't really give a fuck what strangers think, and if I have to have some supercar to be cool, you know, like I don't know. So I don't think I'd ever buy one. So I don't invest any headspace in them.
Insert here the pictures of the Lamborghini twin turbo with nobody around it and all the people with RTR.
Yeah, fair enough, right? Like you guys went to that event and like the RTR was drawing heads, you know, whereas, I mean, people still took appreciation and joy in that twin turbo Lambo for sure. But I feel like if it's something you can't relate to, why, you know, I can't relate to those things. I just can't.
That makes sense.
I agree.
No, you don't, boy. You on all them YouTubes and Instagram.
I want a 720S,
He's like,
my guy.
oh, the Chiron stops, you know, from 100 to 0 in this many seconds, and like, you know, this dude recites all this stuff. He knows all of it.
Upgraded turbos on a 600 LT makes 830 wheel, but I mean,
with this tuner and this downpipe, and it's a, you know, like this guy knows all that. He puts all that, and he'll probably wind up owning one because of it, right? It's like anything. If you manifest it, it can come to be reality.
One day. But V12's NA.
Oh, like that one you just showed me the other day?
Yeah, enough said. You don't need to do twins or anything to a V12.
He showed this, like,
the Apollo
one of 5 cars that's done. The Apollo. It's like a all-motor, you know, 12-cylinder, and it's sound on that thing.
All right. Do you want to address FL2K in this, or do you just want to wait until...
Yeah, I mean, are you dropping this...
See you Saturday and Sunday.
Yeah, I would say, are you dropping this today, or what's the...
Tomorrow, probably around noon 1.
So we're at FL2K already?
Yeah. More to the fact, like, you know, like we were talking about, oh, you know, the fuel system's going on, this is happening. Obviously, unforeseen circumstances, we're still, at this point, even not sure what's going to happen.
Right.
But, like, I don't know, like, what's your expectations if, like, we change a fuel pump back to the other one?
Yeah, so we just want to basically do a cut, and then you can use that for whatever, I guess.
Well, I'll probably just keep that in here.
Keep it? Okay, whatever. Alright, so FL2K is this weekend, and by the time you're watching this video, we'll hopefully already be there and enjoying ourselves, having fun. So if you're not here at FL2K, come on down, check us out. We're hopefully going to be racing and having a good time and cutting up with our friends and catching up with people that we haven't met yet. We've had several messages both on Instagram and our Facebook page that people have reached out and said, oh, they can't wait to meet us. They're finally going to come see us. And so super appreciative for you guys. Super excited to meet you guys. With the RTR, our plans originally were to get it on the dyno. Let me back it up. We were going to get a set of sticky tires. We were going to get it aligned. Then we were going to get the fuel system installed, and then we were going to get it on the dyno. I was able to handle all the logistics and getting the tires squared away. We were able to get it over to Wheel Tech and have the tires installed. Shout out to Waldy and John and the crew there at Wheel Tech of Tampa, always taking care of our customers and ourselves. So we got the tires on, and then we headed out to West Shore Automotive. Shout out to Jeff Capello and the West Shore Automotive team.
Best alignment shop.
Phenomenal alignment. Got us set up for dead hooks. So Andrew found us a Siley fuel system that was available, and the only thing it didn't have was rails. So we had the fuel system on board. We are, trying to get the rails done, but we're trying to get them custom printed with the Park Performance logo and the Lee Tuning and Racing logo on them, and they're just not done yet. So the issue would be I'd have to modify my factory fuel rails, and I just don't feel like doing that work just to get to the event. So as opposed to going through the process, putting the dual pump system in, modifying the stock fuel rails, and then trying to get it tuned. For the time being, I had a Deutschwerks 400 here. I just went ahead and stuck the Deutschwerks 400 in. So as of this moment, that's the goal. We're going to rock the DW 400, and I don't know what it'll run. We've kind of said 1050 would be the index that I would run at the event this weekend, but without knowing, I also said maybe I would enter the 1150 because if it's a 1090 car, it's probably a little easier to index and hit the brakes and go 1150 than it is to try and compete with guys that are going 1050.
And the goal is to get as much runs and seat time as possible.
100%.
To win.
The goal for us is I haven't
raced it once.
I was gonna say I haven't drag raced this car only one single time since I've owned it.
When it was stock.
And it was stock with a E85 flex fuel tune, and I had an old beat up set of 275 Nittos, and it went 12 O's, I think 12 ones, something like that.
Yeah.
And so I haven't even hardly gotten on it hard with the Supercharger, much less drag raced it. So I need some seat time. With Scarlett, I had hundreds of passes, so I really knew how to launch it, how to get it down the track most efficiently. And
he's gonna be making PB&J sandwiches at that light.
Listen, Linda, just because I'm old don't mean I'm slow.
Ham and cheese.
Nah, we Gucci. We Gucci. Nah, yeah, and that's the things that I can control, right?
Yeah.
Is the light and hopefully the proper launch, and the speed and the power will take care of itself. It is what it is. It's got what it's got.
Yeah.
It's probably making, if I had to guess, somewhere in the 620 to 640 rear wheel number, even just on the 93 now. That's going to be more rear wheel horsepower than any car I've ever driven down the racetrack. So I'm excited to get some seat time, excited to check it out and see what we can do. And Carl will be there all weekend. Come see us.
Gonna be a good weekend.
Yeah.
She's just hanging out.
She's like, yeah, this over yet?
Right.
She's like, because kind of need some attention.
You love me. Yes, nobody loves you. All right. Well, go ahead, leave some comments below. Next topic will be picked from the comments, and this is Shoot Your Shot.
Shoot your shot, boys and girls.
Yes, sir.
You gotta say it.
Shoot your shot.
Yeah.
Sponsored by Mustang Lifestyle. Yeah, sure.
Hey boys, what's up?
Shoot your shot.